Good morning. It is just after 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yes, it is early, but lately, I swear the last week or so, which is not necessarily good because tonight we changed clocks. I've been getting up at like 3:30, which would be really bad if we moved the clock back again, and I'm getting up even earlier, but it's not bad today because I needed to get up super early because we have a jam-packed day of sports. My daughter, who plays club soccer, she has her last game of the season, and then this afternoon, my other daughter, my older daughter, she plays club volleyball and they have a tournament. So the soccer game is about 45 minutes from here. We gotta be there at 8 a.m. in the morning, and we'll come home, knock out a few things, gonna pull the Christmas decorations down because we're gonna get that started, maybe done, maybe. I doubt it will be done by the end of the weekend. And then we gotta head down south another 45 minutes or so away to Rancho Santa Margarita for the volleyball tournament, and that usually lasts 3-4 hours, so we probably won't be home until late in the evening. Now, while I would like to get these workouts done outside, these longer aerobic endurance workouts, which in this case, if it was outside, it would have been 3 hours, but limited time, gonna do 2 hours this morning on the trainer. Gotta do what you gotta do. So now some of you have asked questions about why I'm doing which workouts. Now this workout specifically is an aerobic endurance workout. And our aerobic systems are 100% reliant on having sufficient oxygen. So we do these types of workouts to make our body more efficient at using oxygen. These types of workouts are designed to enhance your aerobic endurance power producing capabilities while putting minimal stress on the body. And as we gradually increase the amount of time in these longer aerobic endurance workouts, our endurance muscle fibers, those slow twitch muscle fibers you hear about, they become more proficient at utilizing oxygen, which in turn conserves our glycogen reserves, which is our energy storage system. And you want to conserve as much energy as possible. You hear often, if you watch Ironman races, they're burning their matches. You want to reserve as many of those matches as possible for later in the race when you need to put out higher power output. The other great thing about long rides like this are refining your nutrition strategy. You really should treat these rides like race rides. You need to make sure that you are fueling appropriately. I'm trying to lose weight right now, and I do that all week long. Most of my workouts during the week, I eat before and I eat after. I don't fuel during. But on these weekend longer sessions, these 2, 3, 4 hour sessions, you've got to fuel appropriately. It's a great time to make sure that your gut can digest, and sometimes you have to teach your gut to be able to digest as many calories as you need per hour. So my recommendation is don't use these long workouts on the weekends as a way to lose weight. Use them to prepare for the race, fuel your performance, and cut other places. But while I get through this warm-up, why don't you guys take a look at my workout yesterday? Whew, well, it is Friday, and I think I left my hat in the bottom of my swim bag under all of my wet gear. Yep. Got a haircut yesterday. It's getting a little shaggy. Well, I've got to get to the park, talk about the swim once we get there. I made it to Craig Park. It's a park in Brea that I run quite often with the Snail's Pace group, which is a running shop just about 2 blocks away. And the reason I want to run here is because it's got some really good rolling hills, but we'll talk more about that in a second. As far as my swim, I figure I'd skip that today because I've recorded that the last 2 episodes, but I'll tell you what we did. 3,700 yards was a great morning. I got in 15 minutes early, so knocked out 1,000 yards warm up. Then we did 600 yard warm up normally with practice. A bunch of 75s with paddles and fins, kicking, sculling, swimming, then only fins, kicking, sculling, swimming. Then went into some bigger sets. At the end, it was 3,700 yards, and I felt really good. Unbelievable. I left my shoes at home. Oh, time to run home. Luckily, it's close. I made it back and it is time to get my run in. The reason I'm running here at Craig Park today is because of specificity. And the rule of specificity basically states that the training that you're doing, it should closely match the event or the thing you want to improve on. And for this next block, for the next 4 weeks, I'm training for Ironman 70.3 La Quinta. And that run course is primarily on a golf course, which is rolling hills, which makes it very difficult to get into a groove. And it's overall, it's been a very challenging run for me every time I've raced it. So Craig Park is great because it has a ton of rolling hills and it's on a similar type track or surface that golf carts would drive on. So I am going to get a bunch of rounds in. I believe I can probably get 2 to 3 miles in this park each round. Well, that was lap 1, 2.8 miles, took me 29 minutes and like 19 seconds. It's been hard to keep my heart rate under 145. I'm hoping now that I'm warmed up, my heart rate is stabilized a little bit, and this lap will go quicker. Lap 2 done, 5.5 miles, 56 minutes. So I did negative split that a little bit. So it's 29:19 before, and now 56:51. So maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes quicker. All right, well, I'm 20 minutes into this warm up. Hope you enjoyed that little segment from yesterday. It was kind of fun running Craig Park and realizing I got a lot of work to do in that aerobic endurance zone, continuing to work in zone 2 to try and get my heart rate down. Granted, those hills, they had a lot of work and definitely had my heart rate shooting up. I was glad to see that after the first lap, the second lap, my heart rate had stabilized and it actually went a little faster, felt a little better. But I'm really trying to embrace this endurance work and spend the time to rebuild my base back up, because I know that is where the huge gains are going to come from. Focusing on the specificity, and just like on this ride or on my rides, La Quinta is very flat, it's very fast, there are no hills, so I'm not focusing on hills. I'm spending 3 days on the bike doing lower intensity workouts, and then 1 day pushing a little more work. And then in the swim tomorrow, I'm hitting the cold water tomorrow to, one, get used to that, because that is a very specific thing to La Quinta, and getting in that water, hitting it hard, swimming hard right from the start, but then being able to get your breath under control, because that water, it is so cold, it can really crush you if you're not careful. But now I've got about 90 more minutes of this workout. Hello. We're trying to figure out what we want for breakfast. Good morning, Mapes. I didn't even see you there. Good morning. All right, chop chop. Time to play some soccer. Good morning.
Morning. Mimi's? Is Mabel gonna go to Mimi's?
We're set. Got everything ready. Time to head to the soccer game. Some popcorn over here on the floor. You've been snacking?
It fell while I was eating.
Evidence. Think you could feed a small country with the amount of crumbs in this car.
I have a better relationship with food than you do.
She certainly has a better relationship than food. And I said that actually in the last video. I said how impressive it is that you can eat a cookie and then let the package just sit there and go bad, and while I then come and finish the package. So what are we talking about, Evie? What are we explaining?
How drafting and biking.
Yeah, how drafting works. We just had a whole discussion about biking and drafting and cycling. The game is over. Unfortunately, we lost, but the weather is beautiful today. And now it's your turn to play. We are home and I have 1 hour before leaving to go to the volleyball tournament. So I am grabbing Christmas stuff, pulling everything out of the attic so we can get some decorating done because we leave so early for the holidays to go to Vermont. We try and get everything set up before Thanksgiving. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. It is nice and early. We changed the clocks. So I am up. I've been up for a while. Could not sleep in, unfortunately. I wish I could sleep in, but it just never happens. I have retrained my internal clock to get up at 4:30 every day. This morning, I am headed down to Bayshore Beach down in Long Beach, meeting up with some of the OCE folks. We're gonna get a swim in, an open water swim this morning, and then I've got a long run after that. Finally got to the grocery store and got some bananas. I love putting bananas on my peanut butter honey bread. So good, so good. All right, well, we're here at the water and I am going to basically jump straight in because at La Quinta, we cannot get in the water and get a warm-up swim in. So what I like to do is just jump in the water, start swimming, get my heart rate way up, and then try and slow it down. I think my goggles are on upside down as I'm looking at myself in the camera. I am so tempted to shoot that again, but I'm not going to. 30 minutes. Now, how far are we running?
An hour 50.
150. And I hear there's hills involved, but easy run. Zone 2. Keep it under 145. Good meeting you?
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude, you look
this is
really
helpful.
thin.
Got my fingers on the pulse, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go. Catch a suntan on the roof of the yacht, a penthouse elevator, take us up to the top. In my sweaty jacket, always bringing the magic. I got the top pulled down in my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit. Loving what I got. Ooh, yeah, it hits the spot. I'm feeling myself.
45 minutes in, switched it up, started throwing some 3-minute on at an 8:30 pace, 1 minute off. Feeling pretty good, taking me to the top of my zone 2, maybe 5 heartbeats over.
Big boost to my confidence and turn the attitude up to 100%. Big shot, go off, yeah, I'm at it again.
Hitting a few hill repeats. Whew. Feels pretty good actually. My run feels so much better this week than it did last week. But oh my gosh, the weather is incredible right now. The water coming down this hill looks amazing. I'm pumped. I'm feeling good. I actually weighed in less today. I didn't video it though. I weighed in at 187.1. Breaking into 186 this week.
I got the top pulled down in my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit. Can't stop loving what I got. Ooh, yeah, it hits the spot. I'm feeling myself.
Well, I am back from Long Beach, had an awesome swim, felt really good, 129 per 100, swam 2,000 yards, did not stop. That was one of the things I have done probably a lot of, swimming with different individuals. You know, you swim so much, you stop, you wait, they catch up. This time, I wanted to make sure I swam all the way through. I'm not getting these breaks and allowing myself to catch my breath and not necessarily pace the correct way. I was basically swimming 500-yard sprints almost, so this forced me to hit the water hard. The water's cool, swim really hard for a few hundred yards, then dial it back, get into the groove, and then just swim it out for another 1,800 yards. Then hopped out, got changed, went out for a run, started out with 2 easy miles, and then Sujin had a workout that she needed to do, so I decided to just hop on and pace her. Did 12 3-minute intervals with 1 minute rest. The intervals were started at 8:30, finished around 8, so kind of got progressively fast throughout the 12, and then hit a section that has a hill that's about 0.2 miles, and tried to run that between 8 and 7:30, so run that hard up that hill, 0.2 miles, then jog nice and easy back, and then it was just 2 miles, zone 2, all the way back. But now there's some Christmas decorating going on inside the house. I can see that the boxes that I pulled down yesterday, they're missing, so that means Christina is in there decorating the house. And in a few hours, we're gonna go do some family photos. The school is doing a fundraiser. They've got a photographer. We're going over to a park not too far from here and do a family photo. We haven't done a family photo in, I don't know, maybe like 8 years. Maybe Evelyn was like 2. We're terrible at doing family photos.
Mission accomplished.
Look at this, Christmas everywhere. You been hard at work?
Hard at work.
Yeah, it's looking good.
You getting there?
And Christmas Hallmark.
I believe you now, Nick.
Can't live without Christmas Hallmark, can we?
Gotta get my romance somewhere.
24. Oh. You guys all ready?
Yes, I want to show you a video I made.
You made a video?
Of Maple's belly.
Well, we're just about ready to head out for pictures. Everybody showered up, got their hair combed, clothes on, except for I'm not wearing this shirt. I figured I would iron my shirt and then take it and put it on when we get there so it's not wrinkled. But in the previous video, I told you guys, ask me some questions if you have them. And I did get some questions. So I figured while I wait for them to finish up getting ready, I would answer some of these questions real quick. Question number one, no particular order, was from Noel. And question was, is there a full Ironman in your future? Not anytime soon. I did 4 full Ironmans. My last one was in 2011, and they were all before I had kids. Now that I have my 2 girls, I just don't feel like I can dedicate the amount of time that I would like to dedicate to training in order to race another Ironman. You know, I've done it. I'd like to really shoot for that 10 hours if I went for it. And at this point, I'm already training 15 hours, 15 and a half hours a week. So there's just not enough time for me to get the long bikes. That's really what it comes down to. Getting in 5-6 hour bikes on the weekends. I struggle now to get 3 hours with the kids' sports. So not anytime soon. Second question from NA-DKNVM. Great video. Other than having mental toughness, what things do you do to make getting up at 4:30 a.m. easier and not feeling groggy? Well, I would say if I all of a sudden shifted the time I wanted to get up from 4:30 to 2:30 right now, it would be hard. I would have a hard time getting up. I probably would feel groggy. I wouldn't feel great because I haven't trained my internal clock to wake up at 2:30 yet. That takes time. That takes maybe doing it gradually. My body is just ready to wake up at 4:30 because I've been doing it for so long. One, I go to bed by 9 o'clock, and that does not change very often. I am extremely strict on my bedtime. If I go to bed by 9, I can get 7.5 hours sleep, and that is key. If I'm pushing that time up and it's 10 o'clock, then I'm getting 6.5 hours sleep, and that starts to add up, and that ends up affecting my performance, affecting my mood, start getting sick, all of those types of things. So first, I would do it gradually, or just put up with feeling tired for the first week. But I would say after a couple of weeks, you start to adjust. Then it starts to get easier. You just need to retrain the natural wake up time. If you normally wake up at 6:30, start shifting that back, 6:15 tomorrow. Then maybe next week, 6 o'clock. Then maybe the following week, 5:45, or whatever chunk you're willing to endure for a week or so, and just slowly move that back. The other key is when that alarm goes off, I get out of bed. I do not mess around. I don't turn the alarm off and lay back down. As soon as that alarm goes off, I hop out of bed, get into the bathroom, put some water on my face, and turn the lights on. Get up. Don't lay in bed. Question number 3 from 10 years to Badwater. I appreciate 10 years from Badwater because they've been a long time supporter of my videos, and they've always sent me comments and questions. And the question is do you change your schedule or your routine on the weekends? And really, I don't. I might not start my workouts till a little bit later. Like if I'm doing a long ride, I don't start my rides until the light is about to come up or the sun is about to come up. I don't really enjoy riding with lights on my bike or, headlamp or any of that kind of stuff. So I don't do that, but I still don't really sleep in that much. I might not set my alarm till 5:30, but I still pretty much wake up at 4:30. I like to get up. I like to have coffee. I like to have breakfast. I like to check my email, all of those things. And I pretty much do that regardless of the day. Maybe I get an extra half hour sleep, but most of the time I'm waking up before my alarm even goes off. Question number, is it 4 now? I think number 4 from Billy Lee. 5335. How tall are you? I am 6 foot tall, but as of today, I'm 187.1 pounds. Just going down, continuing to go. Another question from Steve Cassidy, 7777. And the question was, what is the temperature of your outdoor swims? I'm assuming the temperature of the water. Outdoor temperatures right now in the mornings are in the low 50s. The pool I swim in is typically 77 to 80 is what they keep it. So it's nice because it's usually steaming in the morning if it's not breezy or anything, but 77 to 80. The ocean water right now, like today, swam in Bayshore, that water is about 62 degrees. For 5 we're gonna say it's number 5, is from Jan. He is a big time supporter of my channel, greatly appreciate it. He has his own YouTube channel, it's in German, so I can't understand what he's saying, but thank you for all the support, Jan. His question was, do you plan your training week? Sit down Sundays, go over it with the family, things like that. For the most part, I am now planning my training week, but it's always the same. So Mondays are the same, Tuesdays are the same. So as far as time frame, I know basically from 5 a.m. to 7-ish, 7:30 in the morning, that's when I'm getting my 2 hours of training in. If I'm getting a lifting session, sometimes I try and do that at lunch or in the evening before I take the kids to sports. So my training schedule is pretty fixed to 2 hours a day-ish, and then a little longer on the weekends. As far as family events, we live and die by the Outlook calendar on our phones, and Christina is great about putting appointments in. I keep my work schedule and my training schedule. We have a family calendar essentially, and the girls now, Emmeline at least, is now part of that calendar because they all have events going on, and Christina is really good about going in and entering every single event in, and if I have a conflict, then I have to adjust. And the next, since I don't know what number we're on, the next question is from CE_Norts. And the question was, do you work a full 40+ hour week? The answer is yes. I've worked for my company for 26 years. Yes? Yeah. Okay. It's time to go. I'll have to answer that question when I get back.
Changed your mind on your shirt.
No, the white shirt's at the back. I didn't want to get wrinkled. No
You're
wrinkles.
doing a wardrobe change.
No wrinkles. Definitely a wardrobe change.
You're so the girl in this relationship.
No wrinkles. I'm definitely, yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the female.
Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West, I just gotta feel something. Not gonna wait till the morning, because something's gonna change my mind. I don't wanna change my mind.
We're back from family photos, had a great time, and we have a bunch of Girl Scouts coming over here for my oldest daughter's troop. They did a cooking class, and now they need to do their potluck for their badge completion, so they're gonna be here anytime. I wanted to finish these last couple of questions before they arrive. CE_Norts question was, do you work full 40+ hour week? And the answer is yes. I've been with my company for 26 years. I'm an electronic engineer by trade. I do product development and oversee a group of folks who do product development. Prior to COVID, I went to that office every single day for almost 22 years. And now, since COVID and during COVID, I have been lucky enough that we have gone to more of a hybrid work environment, so I can work from home most days of the week. And then I go into the office one day a week or so, depending on what is going on. So my typical day starts around 8 o'clock, but depending on whether I have meetings with my folks in the UK, or if we have meetings with folks in Australia or Asia, my day might be longer in those cases or earlier in some cases, but for the most part, the US schedule, we've got West Coast and East Coast. I'm typically start meetings around 8 a.m. and finish meetings between 5 and 6. And I have 2 questions left that I left to the end to some folks that I know. Watch Your Booty Go asked, can I have the junior mints that I showed in the video last week that are in the pantry? Can he have those? And yes, you can have those. And then Big Bad Wolf _82, which is Tony, who I do the podcast with. He asked me, how do I put up with Austin on the podcast, who is our other co-host? And I'll tell you, he's always cracking jokes. Those guys are always going negative. I'm always trying to bring the positivity. So I don't know how I put up with either of them, honestly. And I don't know how much longer I can continue to do the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. They're great. Austin is a great contributor. He is a great guy. Tony's a great guy. And believe me, I've tried to do podcasts in the past, and always ended up falling off and not continuing them. Since having those two guys come on with me and we hold each other accountable, it just makes the conversation so much more fun, so much more engaging. I look forward to doing it every week. I think that's it for questions at this point. So put your questions in the comments, send them to me on Instagram, either CJAYE Media or Daily Cadence, and I love answering the questions you guys have. Thank you so much.
What is stereotypical for like beauty and such? Remember when we did that whole photography thing?
Well, my daughter's Girl Scout troop has arrived and they are getting all of their food out and they've got some planning to do for their next project. So I thought I would sneak in here, close out this video, but before doing that, I thought I'd review how the first week of training went. It is Sunday night. I've got my first 7 days of training in, and I trained 15 hours and 23 minutes. So let's see what I did, and then let's see what I didn't do or what I did more or less of. Monday was great. I had swim and bike, went just as I planned. Tuesday, I did my bike, and then I did a run, and I did actually a little longer run than I had planned. So I had planned 45 minutes, but I ended up doing an hour, just felt really good. And then I did some strength training later that day. So this yellow shows that obviously did either less or more than I had planned to do. Wednesday, swim and run track workout. You guys saw that in my last video. Thursday, I did a recovery run, and that was on the lever. I had a bike that day for an hour and 15 minutes and did some strength training. On Thursday got a little busy, and I was able to get my swim in the morning, and then my run after. Did a 56-minute run. I had planned for 1 hour, but that is within the window of complete, so that is green. I ran out of time that day and honestly felt a little tired. I felt like I was kind of a little beat up and needed to go ahead and skip the strength training. So that's why this one is red here. I didn't get my strength training in. Friday, got the long 2-hour bike in before getting into all of the sports, which you saw yesterday. Then today, had my open water swim in Long Beach, swam 30 minutes and 2 seconds, 2,018 yards, 129 per 100 yards. And then my run shows as yellow because I had planned to run 120, but I ended up hopping into Sujin's workout and went for an hour and 45 minutes, 11 miles. And I must say, I am extremely happy with my running this week. The last few months, I have struggled, just been in pain after my runs. I did the track workout this week, so I really worked the legs there. And then going out and running 11 miles yesterday, I'm feeling no after effects. My legs feel really good. I think I stayed well within my zones. I was in zone 2, but I did push it up when I was doing the intervals a little bit. I did push it on the hills, but overall my adductors, which have been causing me so much pain, they feel really good, and I'm really, really surprised. I actually went and looked. This week, I ran a total of 34.49 miles. The last time I ran more than 34 miles was 2022, the last week of May. So that was before Ironman 70.3 July, 2 Ironmans ago. So it has been almost 17 or 18 months since I've had a 34-mile week, and I can't believe it, but I'm feeling great. So just to summarize, closed the week out with 12,068 yards, 3 hours and 24 minutes, 78.79 miles of riding, 5 hours and 45 minutes, 34.49 miles of running, 5 hours and 13 minutes, for a total of 15 hours, 23 minutes, and 31 seconds. So overall, I'm really happy with the first week. I am pumped to start tomorrow morning. I'm back at the pool. The plan is very similar next week. There'll be some small tweaks to adjustments and the rides that I'm doing on the trainer. But for the most part, the next 4 weeks are going to be similar. I will probably ramp up my running a little bit, but not more than 10% a week. I'm still being really careful with the run, but I would like to continue to push it a little more. and continue to up my volume. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate all of the comments from the last ones and the likes and the subscriptions. Hey, if you're liking this video, I don't ask often, but if you're liking it, hit the like button, give it a thumbs up. That really helps. Love the comments. They're great. Ask your questions, anything you want to know. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Friends and family, we need family, we need Christmas. Home for the house.